Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everyone. Uh, just going to do a wee quick video today. I'm going to have a little bottle of the Belgian Golden Strong Ale I made probably near enough a year ago. That was mainly, actually, so it was Dingemans, or Dingemans, whatever you pronounce it, continental pale malt, and a load of golden syrup. It's supposed to be candy sugar, but it's too cheap to buy that, so just golden syrup, which is partially inverted, and saison yeast, and a little bit of cider. I think it may have been Fuggles. Yeah, I should have looked up the notes before I started. I'll put it underneath. So I think it was through Craft Beer Brewing magazine. So yeah, that's it. Been in the bottle for about a year. I'm not too concerned about it being overcarbonated because it finished very, very, very low. So it should be fine. I've got a paper towel underneath it just in case. So yeah, get it cracked open. Okay. Oh. So I bottled this at about 4 volumes. I think high carbonation suited the style. Yeah, a bit behind. So, pretty clear. Bottle condition, like all my beers. Don't have the facilities yet for kegging. Plenty of life to it. It's got a smell, kind of a little bit of clove, a little bit of banana. It's estery. Yeah, decent head on it. Don't know how long that will last. Yeah, it's a lot to do with the carbonation. Since it's a school night, I just had the little bottle. Also lets me use the chalice. Cheers. Very fizzy. It's different to the first time. Like, so I had a few bottles of this last year. I gave it about 6 weeks or something in the bottle before I started to drink them. And I've not had many of them because it's 10%. And I prefer something a bit more sessionable. I think I just made it to see if I could. So the ideal recipe to do a full batch of high gravity beer because there's so much simple sugar in it. You don't use that like a silly amount of malt. Something like 4 tins of golden syrup, at least. It's a little bit metallic. I don't. That's new. That wasn't in the flavour profile before. Yeah. Yeah, it's not like there's any tarnishing inside of the bottle cap. Although it could be just because it's so highly carbonated. What I'm tasting is the carbon dioxide. I think that can give you a sort of metallic flavour and a little bit acidic as well. Yeah, head retention is surprisingly good. I've got loads of this left. loads and loads, but since it's so strong and hardly any hops in it, I'll keep it for a year or two anyway. I don't think there's any need to be tipping it or giving it away soon. It's really pleased with the clarity. The bottle was a little bit cold. I don't think, for bottle conditioning, I don't think I'm ever going to get much clearer than that. Most of my beers do settle pretty well, with the exception of the English bitter, which I talked about in the previous video. I think I had a wee infection of some sort. So, bottled my Timothy Taylor Landlord clone last night. So I got about 39 bottles. Finished off about 4.6, which is a bit higher than I would have liked. Because I thought because I keep getting these funny readings in my brew day, I thought my efficiency was going to be way down again. I mean, it was down. So I added a couple of 100 grams of Jaggery, which is a Indian slightly refined sugar. So it's still got some of the more impurities and molasses type things in it. But yeah, so I added some of that because I had a block of it, and it's hard to find things to use it in, so I just chucked in the beer. And I don't think I needed to. I think if I'd left that out, the beer would have been like 4.3 or something, and it wouldn't have been as. I feel it's quite dry. It's finished up about 1.009, and yeah. It's hard to tell because that was me trying it when it was very, very cold and uncarbonated or unconditioned, whatever you say. So it looks okay. Very, very, very pale. And it was a recipe that was just Golden Promise. And I know that Timothy Taylor's used Golden Promise and Landlord, but if my memory serves me right, it's a bit darker, so I kind of doubt it's only Golden Promise, but I'm going to give that maybe 4 weeks to condition, and then I'll do a tasting video of trying to get a bottle of Landlord to compare it with. Not quite the same, because I think bottled Landlord isn't bottle conditioned. I think it's about the same strength. Aye. So that went quite well. No hiccups doing that. Tonight I'm going to have another crack at soaking the new fermenter in TSP to get off any machine oil. And this time I'm going to dissolve it all first before I add it into the fermenter, because the last time, as I said, it completely blocked the bottom tap, like the sort of trub tap at the bottom, and it was an absolute pain in the chuff to clear. So this time, boiling water, dissolve it all first, and hopefully it'll be fine. Got a few things I need to rinse off as well. I've been soaking overnight in VWP since the bottling. I've got a couple of deliveries today for my next few beers. So I've got a pound of East Kent Goldens and a pound of Fuggles, along with some of the Scottish Celtic ale yeast and the knockoff SO4 from Crossmaloof. So always a great service. I mean, I think I ordered it Monday night. Yeah, and it was here today. So great. And I got a malt miller delivery with Edinburgh ale yeast that I'm going to use in a 80 shilling, and a load of malt. So I've got Chevalier, which I'm going to be using in Fuller's X and the 80 shilling. I got Plumage Archer Heritage Malt, first time using that. And that I am going to be using in Trickier House Ale Clone. So I think Trickier House started brewing commercially in like the 50s, possibly 60s. And Plumage Archer is like the precursor to Maris Otter. I don't think Maris Otter is a descendant of Plumage Archer, but it was the sort of premium ale malt before Maris Otter. So yeah, I thought that would be kind of suitable. Also ordered some oak chips to use in the ferment, and that's the first time I've ever used them, because Trickier House ferment in oak vats. So I thought I'd got European white oak, light toast, and I'm only going to use a few grams of them for maybe 5 days near the end of the fermentation, and see how that turns out. What else I got? They've used this either Crisp Hannah Heritage Malt, which is an old variety of Moravian Czech barley. So I'm going to use that in my next Hefeweizen as the barley part, and some pale wheat malt. Some Heritage Crystal, which is either going in the Fuller's X or the 80 shilling, or both, I can't remember. And amber malt, which again is in, I think that's Fuller's X. So yeah, let's be all set for the next few brews. Always it feels like Christmas when you get all these parcels arriving. I think that's probably my favourite bit, is putting in the malt miller order. Because I've been doing some of the Ron Pattinson recipes, I've been trying to get more of the heritage malts, plus out of curiosity to try. Everything I've used Chevalier in, I've really liked it. Chevalier was sort of the sort of main pale malt, or beer malt, whatever you want to say, in the 19th century. So I think that was then overtaken by Plumage Archer, which was then overtaken by Maris Otter. Yeah, that'll be me over the next couple of months. I brew quite a bit more over the winter months because I don't need to rely on the fermentation chamber or the fridge. So this weekend I'm going to be brewing the XP. That's not going in the fermentation fridge, that's just going to go into the fermenter, because we're now ambient temperature of about 15 in here, and it's only just going to go down. I think that's definitely feels colder here. Yeah, so that's what's coming up. I'm going to definitely try and get brew footage this weekend, regardless of how hungover I am. I tend to overdo it on the Saturday and then plan to brew on the Sunday. One other thing I got is a self-cutting tap, which I'm going to fit under the sink and hopefully use this for the RO water, the filter that I've had for about 2 years, and it's never been out of the box. So I'll install that after this brew day, in case I make a complete arse of it and need to get a plumber out. And I also got this to check the water pressure, because I thought I'll check if I get an adequate amount of water pressure before I go to the effort of actually installing the RO filter, because it does need a reasonable pressure to operate. So fingers crossed it'll be fine. I think it should be fine. And so, yeah. Anyway, that's it. Gonna sip on this. I feel it. I feel my face starting to turn a bit red. But it does not taste like a 10% beer. I've said that before. It's not a perfect beer. It's a decent beer. It is drinkable. And it does have some qualities. I'd probably make it again. I'd have another bash at it. Yeah, it turned out pretty well. As I said in the last video, I've bought worse beers, so that's it's not too bad. And holding the head and the carbonation. So, cheers.